Hello, boys and girls. It's me, the world's strongest mate. Do you like this frame of Kai that I found from the Guilty Gear reveal trailer? I think it's funny. Anyhow, I I promised you a reaction to the new character reveal trailer. I didn't get to that. I did get a lot of I got to see a lot of gameplay on the developer stream, which is cool. I wasn't expecting that. But as far as characters go, I think Chip and Potumkin look really good. I didn't think it was possible for me to get excited for Chip, but he looks cool. He looks good, and Potumkin. I mean, I just love grapplers. He looks exactly like Potumkin should look, and I'm excited to play him. But what everyone is talking about is the system mechanic changes now. I think it's been memed to death in the fighting game community, the term neutral-based footsie combat, which has been the gaming philosophy ever since Street Fighter V moving forward for a lot of the big players in the fighting game community. And it's just, first of all, I just want to get out of the way that I really do like what they showed off. I think a lot of the changes they made were for the better. The dizzy mechanic and danger time I think weren't really necessary. It's good that they removed those. And I think what they were doing by making it more beginner friendly is good. The automatic tech is a nice change. The way Roman councils work is, I think it's still Guilty Gear, but it's good. I like how they're handling most of it, and I just want to get this out of the way. The game looks incredible. Of course, it looks incredible, but the UI is not very good. I was in a restaurant one time, and the decor was just so pale, so like modern hipster. You know, that's what the UI reminds me of, just like a modern hipster restaurant that you'd go and pay like $10 for a bowl of soup. But that's not the point. The UI, I think, is going to get changed. The point is the two system mechanic changes that I don't like. I like that they got rid of the unnecessary mechanics. I like that they kept Roman cancels and bursting and gold bursting the same. I think that there are going to be combos, just shorter in general. But the problems I have is that they seem to be, with some of these changes, actively discouraging combos. The two changes that I wanted to talk about are the changes to Dust and the restrictions on P and K normals. I'll talk about Dust first because that's the quicker one. Dust, for those of you who don't know, is was a normal that you could press in I think all Guilty Gear games. It was slow, but it was just a universal overhead attack, and it led to a combo. You could either pop them up or rush them to the wall splat them. Which, by the way, I really like the new wall splat mechanic they added in this game. I think it's pretty creative what they're doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the cool stuff. But Dust in this game, it only combos if you land a counter hit, which I think that the focus on like timing and good reads over just rushing up and pressing low Dust 15 times and then comboing them for a third of their life. I think that it's a fine change. I think it's a fine change to be more counter hit focused or have more rewards for counter hits. That's what we were saying we could see even in the earliest trailers. I don't think that's a problem. But what is a problem is that Dust isn't what it used to be, and I really don't think they needed to change Dust. On the American stream, the English stream, I remember one guy, I think he's a pro player or a commentator. I'm not good with names, but one of the people that was there asked the developer the question, it was a really interesting question, I thought. He was like, "Oh, it seems like just dusting in neutral for like a mix-up isn't seems to hurt some characters rather than benefit them." And I just thought that was a really good point, because like think about Potemkin, right? He just wants to be right in your face. He has long normals, he's got slide head. But, you know, obviously he's a grappler. He wants to be right up in your face. And dusting in neutral when they think they're going to counter, it's better for the opponent to just eat the dust, because then they get a whole screen of space to zone Potemkin out. And that could honestly be the decider of the round. Is just if Potemkin misplaces a dust, he could just lose that round. If he's fighting a zoning character like Axel, Potemkin could lose the round for mistiming a dust. And I don't think that's... I don't know. I mean... I think that could happen in the original game, because dusts were slower, so if you interrupted them, they could be punished. But, you know, it's definitely more fair than landing a dust and doing a good mix-up and landing a dust and then losing the round because he's too far away. I don't know. I think they should just keep dust the same. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Maybe if they wanna kind of keep the focus on counter hits, I think that what they could do is maybe have different versions of dust. Like maybe you could hold dust, like hold the button down, and holding the button down would take a couple frames to charge up, but it would be the classic dust. And then the regular dust, you know, if you just want to get or the new dust rather, if you just want to get a quick overhead, you could just tap it, and it would only pop up on counter hit, or you could charge it to get a guaranteed pop up. But dust, I always felt, has made Guilty Gear more unique, and I don't think they should change it. But more universally, I really don't see the reasoning behind restricting P and K normals like they did. For those of you who don't know, again, PK stands for punch and kick. There are 4 normals and dust. I'm not sure if dust counts as a normal. I call it a normal. But there's punch, kick, slash, and heavy slash, right? Now, the slash attacks are a little bit slower than the punches and kicks. The punches and kicks are just kind of like your jabs, your pokes, you know what I mean? And what they've done in this game is they made it so that you can only chain punch and kick attacks into punch and kick attacks. You have to Roman cancel for to chain it into slash attacks, which, in all honesty, I think is just kind of dumb. I get why they're doing it. They want to make sure that players know that they don't have to do combos, which is fine. But for players that get better and players that want to do big, long combos, I think that it would just open up so much freedom. And it's just an unnecessary restriction not to have all your normals work together. It just seems like an arbitrary wall to me. And I get that not everything should be able to cancel into everything, but I don't see the reasoning behind nerfing normals. It's just, they don't need to make that change. Like, you can have it. That was my camera roll there. Do you guys like it? They can keep it simplified, and they can keep it less intimidating without removing the depth. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem necessary to me. This is coming from someone who isn't even that good at combos. The combos that I do learn are, I feel like, should be more varied. Like, what I do is I get 1 or 2 good combos, and then I focus more on in real matches. I focus more on footsies, more on mix-ups, more on timing my throws, right? That's why I play grapplers. But the combos that I actually do, I feel like even I would feel restricted if I could only chain slashes into slashes and punches and kicks into punches and kicks. It just, and for, I can't even imagine how much it would affect more experienced players. It just doesn't seem fair to me. It just doesn't seem fun. It's a restriction on the fun of the game, which I think is the only case of restriction on fun in this game, but it is most certainly a big one, and I think that the new game and the fans would benefit immensely from giving us back our old dust and our old normal chain routes, if you know what I mean. But other than that, I'm very excited for this game. I'm happy with the inclusion of Potemkin and Chip. I think a lot of the system mechanics changes they made are good, and the UI isn't even bad. It's just not Guilty Gear, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's Guilty Gear. It's bullshit crazy. It's bullshit blazing. It's supposed to be like metal and fire and bright reds and oranges, but the UI isn't even bad. But, every time a developer says that they're going to shake up the UI, I usually find that they don't. So this may be the pessimistic side of me because the Guilty Gear devs really do seem like they want a lot of fan feedback, which is good. But I'm just saying, I think you guys better get used to the UI. I don't even think it's bad. I just think it could be so much better. But, everything else, the three things, UI, dust, and normal chains, are the only problems I have with this game. Everything else, Arxis, if you somehow see this video, you're doing a fantastic job. And I literally cannot wait to play your game. So all I can ask of you is that you live up to your promise of listening to the fans. Because with any game, with anything really, that's honestly the most important thing. And if we can get real developer responsiveness from such a prominent game developer, it would be very nice to see. It would be reassuring. And I hope only the best for this game and its development going forward. My biggest hope is for ABBA being the next character reveal. Anybody who wants ABBA, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, I can't wait to play this game, and I can't wait to see more of it. How do I do this? Oh, there it is. See you guys later.